Steph Curry in reach of another career milestone, one in which he stands alone. 4,000 three-pointers. Needed just 7 to get there when the Warriors hosted the Blazers on Monday. Warriors have won 4 in a row and 9 of 10. So let's count them up. Early first, Warriors down 5. Curry, that's 1. Warriors down 2 later in the first. DeSantos to Curry, step back. Money, 2 threes in the first. Warriors up 35-27 after 1. Let's go third quarter now. Warriors up 6. Green with the bounce pass to Curry. Got it. Warriors with 35 assists on their 45 buckets. Moved the ball beautifully in this game. Later in the third, Santos to Curry. That's 4. Warriors up 11. Next possession, Jimmy Butler to Curry. That would be it. 5 for 11 from 3 at 24 points, so he's still too shy of 4,000. Warriors up 10 after 3. Early fourth. Gary Payton II had an incredible game. Got that to go. Warriors up 12 a little later on the break. Draymond Green up top for Payton. He had a career-high 26 points in 28 minutes off the bench. Warriors up 15, and then there was Jimmy Butler. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for his first triple-double with the Warriors. Golden State still rolling, 5 in a row, and 10-1 in their last 11.
Stephen Curry, he played his 1,000th career game on Monday, the first Warriors player to reach the mark in franchise history. He's got 2 MVPs, 4 NBA titles, and the most career three-pointers in NBA history. But he's never had to adjust to adding an all-star to his team mid-season like Jimmy Butler. So, Perk, Shanae, what do you see from Steph and Jimmy here?
You know what time it is. It's time to go shot for shot, baby. Big Rose, little sis, breaking down the new Golden State duo. But guess what? For the first time in a long time, we're going to be on the same team. Breaking this down, starting with Jimmy Butler and what he's brought to the table as a member of the Warriors.
Absolutely. Look, you know Jimmy Butler, he's a bona fide number 2. He's going to bring scoring. He's going to bring the rebound assist. But he also brings things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. IQ, look at the screen setting. This is guard-on-guard screen. He know that Steph is going to draw 2. He slips out of it. We know that Jimmy is strong enough to finish in the paint amongst the best of them. He finishes with the left hand. Great screen and slip out by Jimmy.
And what I love is he's fit into and understands his Golden State Warriors identity. This is what Steph does. He moves without the basketball, but because he's a veteran, this is like Livingston, this is like Iguodala. He has the IQ to know how to get Steph too, and that's what I love. But you know what's crazy? It's like opposites attract, because look at these numbers. The average field goal attempt distance, opposites here. 8th shortest, 8.5 feet versus Steph, who's almost double that. 6th longest shooter in the NBA at over 20 feet, almost 20 feet. So basically, this is like a match made in heaven, like us too.
It's called balance.
It is a little bit of balance.
Yeah, it's quite the feat because thanks to 2 wins since Butler was sent to the Bay, the Dubs are now up to 10th in the West and in the play-in picture. But they have their eyes on more than that. Steve Kerr put it pretty bluntly. He said they want to be the 6th seed. That is now the goal. Golden State sitting just 2.5 games behind the Clippers for that final guaranteed spot in the playoffs. But Richard, that's just the seeding here. What can Golden State really do with Jimmy on the roster?
No, I think they can cause some problems.
Okay.
I think they have enough firepower to cause some problems, especially if they can get healthy, stay healthy throughout the run. I just think when people talk about championship, whenever the Warriors have done it, they've had a well-constructed roster. This is somewhat incomplete. They need a little bit of time to fill it out. Obviously, with the Jimmy Butler trade, there wasn't enough time late in the deadline. But to win 16, you got to have a roster. And I think that this is a team that you don't want to see them at 6. You don't want to see them at 8. You don't want to see them at 7 because they got Steph and Jimmy.
Look, Richard, honestly, this move was to save their superstar, his happiness, his sanity. Yeah. The joy is back for Stephen Curry. Yep. And there was a moment last game where we saw that on full display. The goal for the Golden State Warriors was to win the non-Steph Curry on the floor minutes. And watch this right here. Ooh. Nice little English. And who does he point right at? Oh,
somebody happy. Get somebody to look at you like that.
I have not seen that man,
smile.
Steph Curry, smile that big in a long time. So sometimes these trades aren't perfect, but more importantly, you made one of the generational players in NBA history happy, and that is an ultimate win.
I agree, and you got to think about this. Before this trade, Steph Curry literally had one foot in the grave, the other on the banana peel. That's how defeated he looked at times when we watched him play without Jimmy. Now all of a sudden, Jimmy comes aboard. We see the joy, we see the passion, we see his numbers go up, the production. That's the great thing of having a number 2, so that now focus could be taken off of you, so that you could go out and do what you do best. But again, if I'm looking at their ceiling with this roster, They're first-round exit.
Wait, so Jimmy's number 2?
He's number 2. What is it?
I'm just kidding.
They're also still waiting on Jonathan Kuminga to come back here, so it could be interesting when they try to assimilate Kuminga into all of this as well. I don't know, Perk. I think that they could scare, especially some younger teams in the first round.
We'll get Steph becoming the latest member of the 25,000-point club.
No, I mean, just testimony to his hard work. One of the greatest shooters ever. Is the greatest shooter ever. My favorite point. Yeah.
Ricks.
My bad. Yeah, the greatest. And then the greatest point guard ever. 25,000. He probably. I think he's going to do 5,000 more points to get to that 30 club before he ends his career. But just finish out strong, man. Like, just keep going. Like, it's a blessing to be in that position and be able to keep playing at a high level. And, your goal is to win a championship. So, just shout out to him. Shout out to the homie Fred.
Swaggy, also known as Championship P, won a championship with Wardell Curry, also known as Steph.
Oh, man. For me, I think it's just a chance for them to keep growing, keep cementing his spot. I think at, arguably being, the best PG ever. Changed the game. He got his own home where he could go back to anytime, live there in the Bay. The people love him. Got everything that goes into being one of the best players ever. So just keep 4 rings, 25-some thousand points, same team, just everything really. Being the littlest out of all the people that you consider great, the greatest. So that means something.
Good. What do you think about Steph joining the 25,000-point club?
It's amazing because, it's really just off of IQ, hard work, and the ability to want to be great. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, ankles was giving up on him at the beginning of his career, so I know mentally that was frustrating for him. So
Mr. B had something to do with the 55-piece Steph.
No, so the see where he is.
Y'all talk about that?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. To see where he is today is just amazing. Just to be in that breath of, 1, 2, 3 top point guards, to ever play this game with the start off. It just shows his resilience, and it's amazing for him.
So, Mr. B, dropped 55 points on the Warriors. You say you and Steph talk about it all the time. Who initiates that talking point in the conversation?
He always brings it up. He always say, I wear these ankle braces because of you. And stuff like that. But shout out to him, too. He just became general manager of Davidson, his college.
Assistant GM, I think.
Yeah, the first active player to be the general manager of his college. So shout out to
bring
Steph
some bread through there so they can get some NIL deals cracking.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's move over to Cemetery Larry. Man who loves buckets, 25,000 points for Steph Curry. 26th player in NBA history to do so. How impressive is that feat for Steph in his Hall of Fame career?
It ain't 50,000.
Only one man has been able to accomplish that. Obviously, we know combined regular season playoffs. We have spoken about him earlier. This is a Steph moment.
Huh?
But you are wearing a Lakers hat.
You asked me if it was impressive.
What I gotta do? What I gotta do? Exactly. See? Exactly. Now you see how I can be fair. What I gotta do, bro? God damn.
I mean, 50,000, half of 25,000.
A gentleman's cut, please.
I imagine if you walk into a strip club with $50,000 compared to somebody who walks in with 25,000, you may get more of the premium.
Hey, listen, man. You got a lot you gotta do, man.
Go ahead, man.
There's a lot you gotta do. There's a lot you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Every day there was things in that bag.
You never know what comes out of this bag.
Yeah, I see.
You got a lot more to do. It's not impressive, man. You know what I'm saying?
25K, not impressive for
Not yet. You get to
26th player in league history to accomplish
40,000 gets you halfway there. 50,000, we talking shit.
Wow.
We talking shit.
We can't talk a little shit with 25,000?
For a guy who wasn't even like who people didn't even have on their radar like that and come out and just come out and just like change.
Talk shit. 50,000. He can't.
50,000. The guy who got 50,000 can't even talk shit.
He can't say nothing about his son. I dare you to say another word about your damn son.
I mean, the guy who got 50,000 is begging for his life. The fuck? What else do I need to do out there?
What I gotta do?
It ain't. They be like, it ain't 70,000.
You weak, pathetic fool. Stop asking me what the fuck you need to do and just do it. Stop asking questions. And I just
25,000 is impressive for a shooter.
Damn. Broke it, man.
For a small guard?
You did break
For a small guard? For somebody who wasn't even on people's like radar like that?
That's how it
like, you know, they were saying Steph wasn't too, he was too small.
Couldn't dribble.
The janky ankles
just,
coming
like
in.
all that to overcome that? 25.
He
Jankles.
was like that Caitlyn, like that prize too.
No.
Shout out to Nico for not saying. Shout out to Nico for not
Coming
spelling his
into the
name
draft?
right. The Nike meeting.
Yes,
Under signed him.
Nico has been fumbling back for
Yeah, everybody's watching him in tournament, but coming into the NBA, they were like, yeah, he's too small.
LeBron James was at the
He
game.
was the best.
LeBron was at the game.
LeBron James.
Like JJ was part of it. JJ Redick was one of them. The guy Fredette was one of them.
Adam Morris.
Like,
Oh, you mean at that time in the tournament?
Yeah, like all that type of
He was a hot name in the tournament, but like coming into the draft, they was not gonna fuck out him.
So
Shit, I looked at Clay. They said Clay was gonna shit 7th, 8th man at best. Should be overseas. Like, damn.
I told the Bucks to draft Clay.
That just lets you know.
I said, get this guy Clay.
Hey, you know, there's a bunch of flaws in the NBA, and I just realized that with just the scouts.
I was asking for
Who is your scout? Like in Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Scottie Pippen. Like, those should be your scouts looking for whoever, right? You got a motherfucker who averaged 4 and his work ethic was 4.
No, for
what
real.
is he?
No, seriously. Like, I was asking.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, let's be honest. Think about the end of these bitches, people back here. Who were they when they played?
So.
No, who were they when they played? Late for the 90% of the people behind the bench.
You can't say that.
90 people behind the bench were lazy players. They didn't have a work ethic, and your star player is supposed to ask him questions.
What's the general manager for the Suns? What's his name?
James Jones.
James Jones, right? And so what's wrong with? I mean,
He's in the 10. Wait, what's wrong with him?
No, I'm saying like his career. He had a great career, but he wasn't a star player. Like oh my God, like you asked for Allen Iverson,
Calvin.
Who?
like Scottie.
You said who?
Calvin.
James Jones?
Yeah.
James Jones.
James Jones. He's the general manager, right, or something for the Suns, right?
And Calvin Booth too. He was Denver.
Yeah. So I got KD, I got Booker. We went to the finals. So,
Did you draft KD?
No. But I'm saying as the general manager, it's still my job. So I got.
Wait, so you saying
we got to the finals? I got
Sam
KD.
Presti.
You got to
Sam
the finals.
Presti
You didn't get to the finals with him.
Sam Presti.
You got to the finals.
No, I know. With Book and
You got to the finals with them?
Yeah.
James Jones, yeah.
James Jones was the GM for the Suns when they went to the finals with CP in them.
For sure.
Right. I put this team together. As a guy who wasn't a star, wasn't all that, but he knew the game, was able to put a team together to compete for the finals.
Talking about, these are the same motherfuckers who bashing the Suns for being terrible for the last 2 years. It's the same motherfucking person, right?
No,
if you're going to give them credit for that, or you're not going to give them credit for
You
this.
just said guys behind the bench or who didn't have a career like that don't know why you picking scouts. These are the guys who picking the players.
Yeah.
Scouts. James Jones not scouting. He got scouted.
But what I'm saying, he's damn near a scout.
Like, you're bashing. First of all, you guys are bashing the same person you're trying to hype.
Who was bashing?
The Suns. You're bashing the Suns for how they performed
right now. Right now.
It's the same person.
Right now.
Wait,
It's the
so
same
you
person.
saying only stars should be able to recruit?
Yeah, basically. He's saying the scouts, like they should be.
No.
But that's what the conversation.
That's
We're not
probably the
talking
worst
about bashing
thing.
them right
Look at
now.
Jordan.
We get right
Look
now.
at Michael
We're talking about the
Jordan.
moment that you
Michael
said that
Jeffrey
guys who
Jordan.
didn't have a career like that. Why
Michael
4-point why are they
Jeffrey
making
Jordan.
decisions?
What did I?
Because I see shit you don't see.
I thought you said only
That's not a
stars.
scout. He's the owner. I said
He's a scout too. He's right.
GM is
When
not
you
the-
when I went up there on my draft workout, I talked
hold on.
We're not doing
Michael
that.
Jordan was sitting right there and
What did I
talking.
say?
They moving the goalposts like crazy.
What did I say? I said.
I'm gonna let y'all know.
Did I put a percentage on it?
Taking notes on
Did
that.
I say 100? I said 90%.
But we're
Michael
not.
Jordan was
But we're not talking. Right.
said
Right. Okay. Michael Jordan, the GM,
They ain't
one of
never
the
won.
best player, one of the worst.
That's the
GMs ever.
worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
One of the worst owners
himself.
ever. Couldn't get his team over the hump for shit. And you talking about what's the Jones?
GM. I said GM.
James.
No, he's
James Jones, a
he's-
player that was
GM.
a spot up shooter, right? A corner nigga.
GM.
A GM, a scout.
Scout
Right, so
everything.
he's
They
probably
do
a scout.
everything.
He was probably a scout first and behind the bench first, before all
I
that.
said a scout and the people behind the bench.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
not- the people you're naming.
They represent James Jones and whoever.
represent,
Exactly.
not him. They represent.
But where did James Jones start before then? He didn't
don't
just
know
get
where
the
he-
job.
I don't know
Draft
where-
workout say
it was-
right
I don't
here.
know who he scouted.
I'm sure he was
First
a
of all,
scout.
I
Is
don't
Jordan-
know
was
who
Jordan
he
there?
scouted.
Okay.
Was Jordan in your workout watching?
I don't know who he scouted as a scout.
Okay.
I said 90%.
Okay.
You're naming two people. I've said 90%.
No,
90%.
Now it's 90, but before,
I
at
said
first,
90.
At first you said guys
90.
behind the bench and
I
scouts
said 90%
not
from
rolling.
the beginning.
who don't play.
What did I
What's
say?
the 10%?
No, I think no
What's
stars
the
should be able to
10%?
scout.
What did I say
What's the
from the beginning?
10%?
I think no stars should scout.
Did I say 90%?
Yeah, I think the scar. I think the dudes who are the dudes don't know what the hell they doing.
Who was the laziest person you played with?
That don't mean you
Just
lazy
think of
because
it.
you don't start.
Now, have him work out. What is he going to teach Giannis?
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, listen. I know he was probably lazy when he played, but you never know what people go through in life. He might have a
But
different.
listen to that. Listen, it's like, okay, what could he teach Giannis? Nothing, right? Greg Popovich never played. What could you teach Tim Duncan?
He was a CIA agent, so he taught him exactly what he did.
Phil.
I
Phil
Teach him how to
Jackson.
spy.
Phil
You teach him how to
I
spy.
didn't.
Phil Jackson.
You keep
won.
played.
changing.
Phil- and
I
Phil
said
played.
scouts.
Phil played. He won a championship
Yeah,
with
he played.
But he wasn't a star.
I said-
He wasn't a star.
I said.
He wasn't a star.